Hey beautiful people, my name is Kristen. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the influence tag, which is basically books that you read because you were watching BookTube. So first off, if you're new, welcome. If you are returning or new and you're watching this, go ahead and leave me a comment with some book that you read because of BookTube. I do want to start let me scoot over just a little because I will pop a picture up because I can't find my copy of the book, but I still have it, and that is Cork Dork. It is a nonfiction book, and I got into nonfiction because of a book, Olive. I had been watching her channel very faithfully way back when I was doing a different channel. I hadn't even started this one, and she's actually the one who inspired me to increase my nonfiction reading and get it to a book of nonfiction every month. This book is a story that is a memoir by a journalist turned wine sommelier, however you say that officially. I keep looking it up, but then I keep forgetting. But basically, if you have any interest in wines and how they are rated and crafted and taken care of through the process, this is a really witty, down-to-earth, easy to understand, entertaining read. Totally recommend that. And just general nonfiction, if you are into that and you for some reason missed a book, Olive, go check her out. I will not say I'm going to link it below every single time I talk about it, but anytime I mention a channel or book, I will leave information in the description for you. Next up, because of BookTube, have recently gotten into wanting to go over to Discords and Voxers and things of this nature to do group reads. That was not something that was part of my habit or practice at all. And I wouldn't be picking those books on my radar if it wasn't being hosted or have some interest to draw me into it. So recently I went over to Jim of Books to read along with a lovely group of ladies to read Pachinko. I really enjoyed this book. It's a epic family saga through multi-generations of the Korean and Japanese and immigration, those kind of things. We all kind of, I think, agreed that the first part is exceedingly strong and just kind of weakens as the book goes along. It's fairly substantial, but it was still worthy to read, and it was particularly worthy to read in a group. So you do not have to have a channel if you want to participate in a BookTube group read. You can pop on to some of these other servers where they're being hosted and just read along and have community that way. Also, along with that, I wanted to mention that I had really wanting to be rereading some of my top classics because I've been reading enough classics that I'm now kind of wrestling like which ones are my top 10 anymore. And at the top of my list, in at least the top 3, was Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray, and I really wanted to reread it because it had been some time since I read this, and MJ at Reading This Life hosted a read along, and I said, well, now's the time because I have a group of people to read it. So I went over and did a reread of this. This is the classic narcissistic young man wishes and kind of makes a deal with the devil kind of thing to have eternal youth, but the picture ages, and it's creepy and it's kind of thriller-esque and really good book. Really still enjoyed it, still 5-star, still at the top of my list. It was fun reading it with a group. On another long-standing kind of almost, I want to say, life-changing event, I am a longtime fan and follower of Murphy Napier. She has a very active, large channel that I'm sure most of you are probably familiar with her. She reads a lot of things that I don't read, and actually I've discovered through the years that sometimes we have exceedingly similar taste, and sometimes I read something that she's really recommended and go, it was okay. So don't come at me. We all have different opinions, but one that she went on and on about that I tried and really kind of wrecked my reading was Brandon Sanderson. It was her channel that got me very inspired to read the Mistborn trilogy, and this is in his Cosmere universe with a young girl who's kind of the orphan down and out, comes into the renegade kind of thieves. Everybody is kind of crooked and dark in nature, but they are honorable to one another, and there are the forces of good versus evil and destruction of the universe and multi things going on in a magic system that is structured around metals. Totally adore this, and just mind-blowing, laughed, cried. The whole series was just awesome. Not just all in this book, this is the first in the trilogy, but that was definitely a really positive influence. And then finally, when I do my channel and I ask for recommendations, or I ask for you, the viewers, to comment, I will list on the bottom the people who recommended to me to read Dark Matter as my read, and some even suggested that it was light and fun and good for my vacation that was coming up. So I picked it as my vacation read, and it did not disappoint. This is 5-star fiction awesomeness. I thought it was about a gentleman who wakes up and doesn't remember who he is, and he's trying to figure it out. But it's actually a little creepier than that, because he wakes up and he knows who he is. At least he thinks he knows who he is, but everybody else thinks he's somebody else. And there's multiverses and time and dimensions and all the stuff that I geek out on and love. So if you have any interest in a little kind of sci-fi multiverse drama, this is really entertaining. So thank you to Fraser Simon Springboard Thought, who started this tag. I forgot to mention you at the beginning, but I will definitely be linking him below, as well as all these other things that I have talked about, shared. Hope that you will leave me a comment about what you were influenced to read, because usually it's a good thing. So I thank you for stopping by, sharing your thoughts, taking some time. I hope that you have a brilliant day. Take care, y'all.